Drama awaits, only on Echoes of Love. The film begins with Suk working as a financial manager in a large company. He asks his secretary to bring him a gift for his daughter on the occasion of her birthday tomorrow, because he is too busy to look for a gift. Then he finishes his work. His estranged wife calls him and tells him that their daughter wants to go to her in Busan, and she assures him that he has never fulfilled his promises to her, just as he had previously promised to attend the school's musical performance. Suk returns home and gives his daughter the gift he brought her for her birthday. She opens it and finds a Wii device. But Suk discovers that he brought her the same gift on Children's Day last year, so he asks his daughter what she wants for her birthday. She tells him that she wants to go to Busan to visit her mother, so he agrees to take her on the train to Busan the next day, and then he begins preparing for the trip. His mother tells him that he is lost in his life because of his constant preoccupation with work. She gives him a camera containing a recording of his daughter's musical performance, and he watches how she was searching for him among the audience. He continues watching the clip while feeling that he has failed her. The next day, they head to the train station, and he tells his daughter that he loved her singing at school. On the way, they see ambulances and fire trucks heading toward a large fire nearby, then they continue on their way to the train station and board the train to Busan. Suk calls his friend Kim and tells him that he will take his daughter and return on the same day because of the work piled up on him. Meanwhile, a girl boards the train without the security noticing, and after the train departs, the security officers discover that the passengers complain about a strange person who entered the train and locked himself in the bathroom. The train security tries to open the door and they find a poor man trembling in fear, saying that everyone will die. At the same time, a woman appears with bite marks on her leg. She collapses on the floor and suffers from convulsions, and the attendant tries to help her. Suk notices that his daughter is not beside him, and that there is unusual movement inside the train. He sees on the news that there are riots in the country and that the army has spread everywhere. The attendant continues trying to help the injured passenger until her breathing stops completely. Suddenly, the woman attacks the attendant after her appearance changes. She kills her and attacks the rest of the passengers, then the attendant herself rises after turning into a zombie. At the same time, Suk searches for his daughter. He sees passengers running from the other car screaming, until he witnesses the attack happening around him, and sees that everyone who is bitten turns into a zombie. Waves of zombies rush toward the passengers. Suk reaches his car, and the passengers ask him to close the door quickly. He notices that a man and his pregnant wife are running toward them, so he lets them in and then closes the door behind them. Suk notices that the zombies are not trying to open the door but only hitting it, so he tells the others to leave it because they will not be able to enter. The pregnant woman assumes that the zombies attack because they can see them, so she covers the glass with newspapers, and indeed, they calm down. Suk receives a call from his mother, who advises him to take care of his daughter and tells him that she loves him. He hears her voice in pain, then her voice changes and the call is cut off. They watch on the news a declaration of a maximum state of emergency in the country, and that cases of transformation are increasing, and that all citizens must remain in their places. The term "the living dead" or zombies begins circulating to describe these cases. Then they hear an announcement from the conductor that the train will stop at the next station, called Téjun, and that the military has secured the area well. As soon as the train arrives, the conductor asks all passengers to disembark. Suk calls his friend Kim, the political analyst, and asks for his help to make sure that Téjun is truly secured by the army. But Kim tells him that once they arrive, everyone will be placed in quarantine. Suk begs him to help so he can save his daughter. Kim tells him to head toward the east gate and says that he will inform his men in the military to help him. When the passengers arrive at Téjun station, they all get off and walk inside the station, which is completely empty of everything, even soldiers. Suk heads toward the main gate while some passengers go to another gate, and the rest continue walking inside the station until they see the army in front of them. However, they are shocked when they discover that the soldiers themselves have turned into zombies, and everyone begins running to escape from them. At that moment, Suk waits for his friend Kim to save him. Kim calls and tells him that he cannot reach his men and that something is wrong at the station. Suk looks behind him and sees passengers running in terror, and sees a zombie about to attack his daughter. But Sang saves her and carries her along with his wife. Sang, Suk, and a group of passengers manage to close a gate separating them from the zombies, while the rest of the passengers run toward the train, and the station gate collapses moments later. The zombies begin chasing Suk and the people with him, and they barely manage to reach the train. Sang helps Suk get on board, and then the train moves from Téjun station. The conductor contacts command to inform them of what happened at the station, and he tells them that he will head directly to Busan in the hope that it is safer than other places. Sung discovers that the car they boarded has a broken door, and that there are zombies inside the car itself, so they try to hide inside the bathroom of the car. Sang contacts his wife and learns that she is trapped inside the bathroom in car number 13, while they are in car number 9. They decide to go try to save them, and Young goes with them. They prepare for it, trying to wrap anything around their bodies and arms to protect themselves. They begin moving from car number 9 to car number 12, trying to avoid any scratches or bites from the zombies. Because the number of zombies is small, they manage to pass car number 10, then move to number 11, but they find Young's colleagues have turned into zombies. Young hesitates to strike them, so Suk and Sang begin attacking them. As the train enters a dark tunnel, the zombies calm down. They pass car 11 and deduce that the zombies cannot see in low light and rely only on sound. They wait to enter the next tunnel, then enter car 12 and hide between the seats. They manage to reach Sung and Suho in the bathroom, but the tunnel ends, forcing them to hide inside the bathroom in front of them. Suk takes out his mobile phone and looks for the nearest tunnel via GPS, finding a tunnel that will give them 2 minutes. Once the train reaches it, they leave the bathroom, only to find zombies blocking the corridor completely. They decide to pass over the zombies by walking on the luggage racks so the last person can get through. However, the last passenger falls while descending the corridor, drawing the zombies' attention to him. They try to save him, but the tunnel ends, so they hide behind the seats to avoid being seen by the zombies. Then they decide to run toward the car where the rest of the train passengers are. They keep banging on the door, but the other passengers close it from their side and refuse to let them in. At that moment, Sang is bitten by one of the zombies. He tells Suk to take care of his wife and protect her, holding the door to ensure everyone enters before the zombie attacks him, until he eventually transforms and becomes like them. Suk manages to open the door to the car with the other passengers, and as soon as he enters, he strikes Yoon, who had prevented them from entering. But the passengers ask them to step back and isolate themselves, fearing someone might be infected. They move to the front of the car and the door is closed behind them. Meanwhile, one of the passengers sees her sister who is transformed through the glass. She decides to get up and open the door for her, causing an attack on the entire car, and everyone inside dies. Only Suk and those with him survive on the train. Suk finds that his colleague Kim calls him and tells him that Busan succeeded in its initial defense against the zombie attack. Then there is a strong collision with the train. The driver is surprised that the track ahead is blocked, and he announces via microphone that he will have to get off and look for another train on a different line to continue escaping toward Busan, and that he will wait for them at a designated place when he finds the suitable train. The driver indeed gets off and moves between trains until he finds the required train. Suk begins to get off and head toward the designated location. An incident occurs due to one of the train cars rushing toward the station, causing the passengers to split into 2 groups. Young and his girlfriend become separated from the others, trying to pass the cars, until Yoon appears and throws Young's girlfriend toward the zombies behind him to protect himself, and she is bitten. Young tries to save her, but decides not to leave her, and he too is bitten. Then Yoon falls to the ground, and the driver goes down to help him, but Yoon grabs him and pushes him toward the zombies to save himself, then continues running toward the moving car. Suk opens the door at the front of the train to find Yoon at the beginning of his transformation into a zombie. Yoon begins advancing toward him and his daughter, attacking him. Suk tries to avoid Yoon's bite and protect his daughter. He places his hand on Yoon's teeth to prevent the bite, taking the bite himself instead. He retreats while holding him, ties himself with an iron chain, and jumps off the train with him. Yoon falls, and Suk remains suspended by the chain, then climbs back onto the car. Sung enters the front of the train. Suk teaches her how to stop the car upon reaching Busan, then looks at his daughter and tells her that she must stay with Sung until Busan. She pleads with him not to leave her. But he closes the car door on them and leaves, crying. He recalls his last memory of carrying his daughter as a little girl, and signs of transformation begin appearing on him. While remembering all his moments with his daughter, he smiles his last smile and throws himself from the train. His daughter sees the scene and cries, longing for her father. The train continues until it reaches Busan. Sung manages to stop it and gets off with the child to cross a dark tunnel. On the other side, two soldiers with a sniper are standing, reporting that they see a woman and a child. But the darkness prevents them from confirming if they are infected, so the order is given to engage and shoot. Before executing the order, the soldiers hear the child singing her school song that her father had wished to hear. The soldiers confirm they are safe, and the army moves in to rescue them. Here we reach the end of the video. Subscribe for more.